Hi guys, how are you? Today I'll be sharing how you can get your license in just about 10 to 15 days here in Canada. Step number one is to have your driver's abstract when you actually land here in Canada. So it's primarily an history of your driving in your country. So get your driver's abstract, and it should be a stamped driver's abstract. That is something which is considered valid here in Canada.
I also wanted to talk to you about the differences between the three license types and what Ontario says about the three licenses. So number one, the documents that you would be required, what you would have to take along with you: a passport, your photo ID, your PR card, your Ontario photo ID. So these are the list of documents that you're required to take along with you. Along with that, I also wanted to talk about, what exactly are the rules and regulations and what are the restrictions. So for G1, if you have a G1 license, you must be accompanied by a full G license holder that has experience of about 4 years. So, also no tolerance on alcohol or cannabis. Everyone has to wear a seat belt. So yeah, a lot of restrictions, and that's the reason why you need to actually go ahead and get your license as soon as possible. If that's not the case, if you can actually go ahead and see what are the restrictions for a G2 license holder. For a 12-month period, you have restrictions. You can actually go ahead and have a G2 license for 12 months. For the first 6 months, you can only have one passenger who's 19 or under, and you can't drive at night. So a lot of night driving restrictions if you have a G2 license, zero tolerance on alcohol, and everyone must wear seatbelts.
The second step is to go ahead and give your G1 test. There are specific test centers. You can actually go there, give your G1. Before you give your G1, do take the practice tests that are available. There's an app on the App Store. I'll actually go ahead and give the links in the description. So go ahead, prepare for the G1 test. Now when you go on to give the G1 test, they will actually go ahead and ask for the documents. You give your driver's abstract and the list of documents, and you can actually go ahead and give your G1 test there. It is a set of 40 questions, and once you actually go ahead and clear that, you can actually be eligible to give your G test. Now that you have your G1 and you have actually shared your driver's abstract as well, you can go ahead and skip the G2 step. Now you need to go ahead and contact any driving school, get some experience, because it's always good to learn the new rules. For many countries, the driving side is different. So go ahead and take that experience. Now once you've taken the experience, and I did classes. I think I took 4 to 5 classes in a span of about 5 days. You can actually go ahead and take an appointment to go ahead and give your G test. Now there are a list of centers that you can actually go ahead and give your G exam, but it's very important to select the right one. The importance of selecting the right right G test location is that some test centers are more strict than others. I went and gave my test in Gulf. So the max speeds on the highway is about 70 kilometers an hour, so it's not that fast. You can actually go ahead and look up the route that is taken in the G test as well. So what I did was I looked it up on YouTube, and the route was there. So you can actually go ahead and search for the route for your specific driving test location. And once you go there, you can actually go ahead and give the test, pass it, and you will get your license. I also wanted to share the cost structure. So for your G1, you will be required to pay roughly around $158. That's a combined fees of your G1 and G2. In my case, that G2 fees was not there, so it was a little lesser. And then your G fees, which is roughly about $90. Just in case you do not clear your G1 written test, the online test in the first go, don't get disheartened. Do it again. You can actually, you're eligible to give it at that instant itself. So for $16 more, you can actually go ahead and reappear for your G1 and follow the same process that I just talked about.